Are we now going to have a Nigerian governor in every province?
And now, when we hear the name governor, I emphasize on that. Does it mean that the governor of Imo State in general in Nigeria, hearing that there is another governor of Imo State somewhere in diaspora?
The vote of governor of Imo State Union, Western Cape, South Africa, elect today, from today, he's officially governor of Imo State.
Would we as South Africans be allowed to do this in Nigeria? Would we go to Lagos, set up our own leadership, rename their roads and demand space? Of course not.
The diplomats knows about all these organizations. They should also kind of have a clarity or a statement over what is trending. There are some part of the questions you asked me that
You are not prepared.
I'm prepared, but it should be answered by the diplomats.
You are in a very perfect position to answer certain questions that I'm asking you right now so that the viewers can be clarified.
Generally, every black man outside the shores of Africa is a Nigerian.
As far as it has to do with crime.
Till you introduce yourself.
Presume the Nigerian,
Yes.
not a Nigerian.
That's why I said deemed a Nigerian.
Okay.
Even here in South Africa. I don't know why it's like that. Even it's way before my time.
Why is this so? Something must have motivated that.
Please ask AU why everybody in Africa is damned in Nigeria before introducing him or herself.
Nigeria is not the only country in Africa.
You say so?
What advice can you give to the Nigerians here in South Africa?
Nothing than to live by the law.
Various platforms, including Opera Mini News, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, has been used to disseminate propaganda that fuel negative narrative about Nigerians in this context. What would be your advice to the people who are carrying this negative narrative about Nigerians in South Africa?
Let them continue.
Why should they continue?
As long as you are not local and you're a black man, you're Nigerian.
About the name of Nigerians in South Africa, joining me right here is one of Imo State Union elder statesman, Mr. Uchenna Obioha.
Thank you, African Image Expression, for having me. I eat news, South Africa.
There is this ongoing narrative that is fueling a very negative image about Nigerians in South Africa, more especially during the recent election that was hosted in Western Cape, Cape Town, South Africa.
The vote of governor of Imo State Union, Western Cape, South Africa, elect today, from today, he's officially governor of Imo State. From today.
A video has gone viral showing a hall full of Nigerians right here in the Western Cape holding what they call an election. Not for South African leadership, no, but for something they call Imo State Union governor. Now South Africans are asking, what the hell is going on? What is the Imo State Union? Why is this happening in our country? Most of these Nigerians are here illegally. We're already battling drug trafficking, prostitution, scams, and so much crime linked to illegal foreigners.
Everything is trending in social media, lies, the good ones, the bad ones. There was one movie done the year, said the good, the bad, and the ugly. We also have our positives in South Africa.
And now they're setting up their own political structures. Are we now going to have a Nigerian governor in every province? Because if this is happening in the Western Cape, what's stopping it from spreading to Gauteng, Limpopo, KZN? This is not a joke. We have embassies, and that's enough. This is not a union, it's a takeover, and it's happening right under our government's nose, or worse, with their approval.
Imo State Union is not a political organization to start with. And Cape Town is not even the national leadership. That's a chapter. That's a provincial chapter.
My name is Honorable Uche Uche Sabes, the President General, Imo State Union, South Africa.
My name is Kelechi Chukwemeka, the former governor of Imo State, Western Cape.
Pastor Suji, the governor of Imo State, Durban, KwaZulu-Natal. Honorable Dodo Emmanuel Chukwunyere Ikemba, the executive governor of Imo State, Eastern Cape.
Onyachilam Chinonso, the executive governor of Imo State, Free State.
Hi, Chief. Nze Stanley Ibe. I'm one of the national patrons of Imo State Union, South Africa. And we have come to witness our gathering of all Imo State citizens all over South Africa, codenamed Ozurimo, East London. I've seen that it was indeed a well-organized, very successful event. We had our national patrons coming from all over the country, and the provincial governors and executive committee of the Imo State Union, and all citizens of Imo State.
Imo State in Nigeria is not a republic. So who want to dislodge the leadership? You can't take over a state in Nigeria. Instead, you take over a republic. Let's talk about politics. Imo State is not a political organization. Or Imo State Union South Africa is not a political organization. And they can't take over Imo State in Nigeria because there is president. There's laws and order in Nigeria.
Okay, now for a layman who will be watching this right now and want to understand, what are they governing? What is it exactly they are trying to implement with all this whole of organization stuff? What is their impact and their output to the society?
If you didn't cut me off guard for this interview, I would have even bring along our Imo State Union South African Constitution.
Okay.
I would have been reading from it.
And let's ask an honest question. Would we as South Africans be allowed to do this in Nigeria? Would we go to Lagos, set up our own leadership, rename their roads and demand space? Of course not. We'd be deported in a heartbeat. And yet in our country, they get to stay illegally, cause chaos, and now even elect governors. It's disrespectful, it's dangerous, and it's lawless.
Bro, please, we're in diaspora. You hear from Nigerian statistics that out of the whole diasporan groups of Nigeria descent, the most number of corpses, that's dead humans, remains of our brothers, the majority comes from South Africa.
And why is it so?
I don't want to dive into it, but why I'm using that thing is, who takes their body home when they are dead? Or if anything happens to me today, Imo State will actually be in charge. If I'm having a wedding in Nigeria, we come together, celebrate. We are far away from home. Most of us have been here 30 years, most of us have been here 10 years, most of us have been here 2 years. The community you have here is your community. They say wherever you live is where you are. This is
your home.
This is our home till we get back home. And nobody's on our island. We are doing this in just to foster brotherhood and take care of each other in time of need. There's nothing much in it. I wish I have my constitution here. I would have even read the whole constitution for you.
What advice can you give to the Nigerians here in South Africa?
Nothing than to live by the law. Nothing more. Even in your darkest moment, that one must make ends meet. Remember, there's a law, and they are not at home. Yeah, because some of the things that people do in diaspora, please think about it. If it's you, such a thing has been done in your own home, in your own homestead, will you accommodate it? So let's live by the law and abide by the law of the host republic. That will be my advice.
Thank you very much for having your honorable
a pleasure.
Uche.
A pleasure that you've let me go.
It's not a let go. I think we'll come back to another section of interview. We just have to call it a shot right now because I can see you are preparing your way to Nigeria. You have a flight to catch in the next few minutes, isn't it?
You're putting me on the line now. Yes, that is true. I'll be heading home for the Easter holidays. Then I will return soon, rather than later.
Not just Easter holidays. Remember what you told me privately. You don't want to announce it to the public.
It's not for public consumption.
So a lot of business portfolios that you wouldn't want to discuss with them here.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for having your.
My pleasure.
AIE News.
African Image Expression, AIE TV, an expression of African image. culture, and belief. This is the channel where we cover all kinds of story, news, documentaries, events, and functions. Get in touch with us and experience peace.
Johannesburg, the state's biggest strength is diversity. It is the whole continent of Africa in one place. This is a place where you find all kinds of traders and business tycoons.